second, where are you going?
I'll look for it.
Yeah. I don't get very many chairs.
You go with the red one?
It looks crap in my side pockets.
I was saying with the belt on and stuff like that. Watch out though, 'cause she'll be in front of the video cameras and so too far out. There you go.
I'll switch.
There you go.
Chairs, huh?
That works.
You don't like the arms?
No, I want my
Got the
bone
belt
cramp
clips
and
and stuff, yeah.
doesn't fit in the arms.
Girls will catch us probably all the time.
Try that with a gun.
Oh, that.
No, you have to think about it this way, when I,
When did I take out
with the
baby
gun
stuff?
walls and everything else.
What ended up happening with my baby stuff?
It was funny because I got a thing from Milton.
Oh, no, I did less mine, so I had a second copy as well, so.
Friday, I called them Thursday,
I need to get a copy.
they took it off.
Oh,
But they took the
See what I
picture
can
and they
do.
left the tray.
I guess if the other company.
Well, I got
maybe
a
for
lot
making
of-
calls.
Of course.
You know, there's-
Yeah, so,
There's
but when the woman
liability.
called me, this Diane mom called me, and I asked her, she said, they have to take everything. Well, they didn't.
Of course.
So I was just gonna drag it to the curb on, Monday,
Well, I
Sunday
told one of
night.
my friends and down the houses at the other end of Prospect, she wanted anything done.
Did she
on the
move
ground.
around? It was good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have stuff already, I would have, but
So
I
I'm
kept
so
everything
glad.
from Asher.
I didn't know if they were gonna make it or if they could, so I put that in my garage and I went, yay!
Feels nice to get rid of stuff, doesn't
I
it?
know, I'm in the mood.
Yes, yeah, like I still have all the stuff from the garage sale. I left it all in the garage.
Are you trying to say that I'm
In the spring, we could have another one, and,
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, there you go, I was gonna suggest
and,
it.
There you go.
I just keep adding to it. You know,
Right.
whenever
I'm
she
gonna
outgrows
drag
or
it
whatever,
down there for your garage sale.
you know, you could have,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Get it
said
fixed,
to
it
Christie
again.
that she wanted it, and whatever, leave her
My neighbor? Oh,
daughter-in-law.
oh,
I
okay.
know, and she went, and she said, I just said, you know what, I hear you now, I don't care.
Yeah.
My shelves.
Oh, did you?
It just depends how much stuff you have.
How
If you
big
don't
is the
have enough
line?
stuff, it's better just to get rid of it.
Really?
I got a lot of stuff.
And I guess,
I got a lot of
she
stuff.
says, well, this year.
And Tony's gone now. She moved out.
She did?
Yeah, it was, I got scared.
Yeah, because I have some of her stuff that she gave me for the garage sales, and all of a sudden one day, moving truck was there, and.
How long did it take you there?
I've had some issues in it.
That's not bad. No, that's not bad.
Getting long.
So is her house on the market?
Until it's like, I don't know, I know, disappointing, you know, short sale I heard was behind me and saved me, because mine sold for $68,000.
You couldn't do this online?
What?
No, once you go
What
up
kind
the
of phone?
state and you
One of the
want
two
to start
stores.
this extension program, you have to
Well, two houses
go and
was
get
sold,
rid of
individual houses. That one when you first pulled in, that was half done.
Right.
Yep, yeah, that one was actually, believe it or not, guess who sold that? Guess who's back in town?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's fine, so
that's
that's
Remington, the one who built all the homes. He's back in town and he retook over his property.
Oh, good,
his
that
property,
one's-
And he sold that one
And
and
then
then
if you
another
go
one.
around the corner,
Right.
There's
Is that
another
the
one.
box
they were
elder?
working on
Yeah.
it today, they were
Yep.
being done.
I see a red
That's-
yellow too.
And I think that one also is sold, so what they're doing
No,
is, but the
they're-
insides are
There's
gutted,
one on-
there's nothing, they have all the stuff for it, but they just don't have, you have to put everything together yourself, but still, it's at least,
Yeah, they're probably selling them.
but there has to, well, you know how much that one on the corner sold for? 120. That makes me sick.
Yeah, but there's nothing inside.
I know, well, no, all the drywall, all the cabinets, everything are inside, so we just have to put it together,
Oh. Oh.
so.
Yeah, but I would rather
Yes.
see it sold for 120
I know.
than be,
Empty and vacant and
right.
not looking good, I agree with you. You know what, if we at least get the home sold, you know, and then we can know what that value is for.
Oh, I was gonna say, you should have been on your board
tonight's over.
You never know.
You never know.
Eventually.
Hurt.
Always something new. You never know.
Are we adding 2 more board members? That's so cool.
Has everybody ever else got fired from their manager or something?
Not that I've heard of. All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 7:04. We have a quorum of the board since the majority of the board is present. On the agenda tonight, we're talking, as far as I know, just of the budget. I have a couple other things that I would like to bring up as well.
Can we approve the minutes from the last 2 meetings first?
Sure?
You guys had a chance to look them over? Questions?
Yeah. We have a motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Sure.
Which meeting minutes?
12:04 and 12:11.
Okay. Before we get to the budget, I just have a couple of other things that I'd like to bring up as well. Regarding the social committee, John and I, John's also in the social committee, we discussed and, perhaps we could do a newsletter updating along with AMC, adding to that as well, doing a coat, glove, hat drive for the needy, as well as a food drive. It's a tough time of the year for everybody, so we figured maybe we can ask people when they come to board meetings, if they come to board meetings, or if they don't come to board meetings, they can drop off at John or myself's house and donate. So if everybody is okay with that.
You said coats, what now?
Hats, coats,
Gloves,
gloves.
you know.
That means, so winter items, that'd be a
Yeah,
good idea.
winter items to donate, canned goods, pantry items.
And then where is this gonna be dropped off?
John had mentioned somewhere,
My son's Cub Scout pet works with the Vincent.
Oh, St. Vincent?
St. Vincent
St.
de
Vincent
Paul,
Paul,
yeah,
yeah.
out of St. Pete.
Oh,
We'll go there.
They're really good.
board okay with that?
Yes, definitely.
Another idea that I had was possibly adding into the newsletter, asking homeowners for a list of services. Maybe someone's a painter, maybe someone fixes cars, maybe, different abilities of homeowners. And we can put together a directory list of what services other homeowners in our neighborhood can provide in supporting our neighbors.
Actually, that was one of the things on my list too, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, well, they had.
Yeah, actually, John and I had spoken about that too, so that's pretty cool. It's a great idea.
Yeah, well, they're doing it over at the Terrace Springs, that's where I originally got that idea, so.
Put it out on the website?
Yeah, we would put it on the
Yeah.
website,
Okay,
correct. We'll go out in the newsletter to ask
Right.
homeowners what their services they provide.
if they want to.
Yeah, of course, if they wanted to.
Yeah.
As well, to add into the newsletter would be another homeowner to help with the website, someone that John can, if everybody's okay with John
Forward
helping.
that me.
Right, if everybody's okay with John doing the website, and perhaps if we can get another homeowner.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we do bring John on as our webmaster, if you will, or administrator for the website, and then trying to find another person to work with him, and then, of course, the board can.
Okay. So I'll
I
make
make
a
a
motion, you make a motion, I'll
Yep.
second, and you'll
Okay.
either
I'd like
way.
to
Either way.
amend that, if I could, just so we have the majority of the board behind whatever they're going to put on their website.
Well,
Oh,
of
I don't want
course,
just
he's
one
not gonna do
person.
anything
Right.
without the board's approval.
Yeah, I already told both of them, no changes to the website unless it is approved by a
At
majority.
least a quarter.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'll
And
second.
there's really not gonna be much on
Well,
the
it's
website
second.
other than documents.
Okay.
It's not gonna
Minutes.
be,
And just
Correct.
a better.
Correct.
The only thing is you
Information.
can be on the website is what you tell me is what on the website.
Right.
so.
Okay.
right. So with that,
Yes.
Okay.
Go with that?
Pass.
I'll go with that, all right, we're all good with that. Other thing I want to bring up real quick before we get on to the budget, we have the trees and bushes. We can't just ignore this company that did service for us. We have to give them an answer of some sort. The offer from them was to do the warranty of what we paid per tree and bush.
That's what we discussed last time, get a warranty from them. How long did they say? Say a year?
It would be for a year,
Starting when,
springtime.
sorry.
Now you have to pay them? I don't understand.
We have trees and bushes that we have planted, and we have
Right.
not paid them for the planting of the trees and bushes.
Oh, we haven't? And why haven't we?
Have you seen how they've been?
They didn't provide the service that was contracted.
And they were supposed to have taken all that clay out from around the trees. And they
My
actually.
only other suggestion would possibly be maybe paying them half now and half later, if we want to do that. But we have to come up with something, we have to figure something out. We can't just not pay the company, because we're looking at a lawsuit eventually if that happens.
Do they know we're unhappy with the work?
Yes, they do.
Are they?
They're not willing to come out and
Oh, they're
redo
not.
everything.
Oh, they're not?
What about like the clay that they just left in piles?
That was left there by the bushes over by you, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Harold had requested that they leave that there because his future plans for that was to use the,
Berms.
2x4s, what do you call those posts?
The deck post.
The old-
Existing, yeah.
Right, and building like, I guess like a planting bed, so
Okay.
that it was like, it would be like layers and it would be
Where the
like.
clay is at?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
It would just be on that side or on their own?
No, it would be, there's a lot of unfinished landscaping. There's no bushes over on my area now by the parking lot. There's a lot of areas that we need to finish in the springtime. We just ran slim on time, so.
Why are they unwilling to come out and redo it if that's what, first of all, do we have a contract from them stating that they were going to backfill all the trees and bushes with, they were
It
gonna
states that in
properly
the
dig them
invoice.
out, they were gonna properly dig the hole, they were probably gonna put the bushes all the way in the ground and properly backfill them with the soil and stuff,
Yes.
okay? So,
It states it in the invoice exactly what they were going to do.
okay, so then they have to provide that service, and if they don't, then they should not be paid, flat out. I mean, they didn't finish their service properly.
So they
It really
can't
depends
sue
on
us.
who's that.
How does,
How does contractors do
Well,
that?
if you go and, if we were to go through and ask half the people in here, have you seen the bushes sticking out of the ground? I mean, and trees that are not filled up, and
Yeah.
Frank has a video of them backfilling with clay. I watched them backfill too with
Well,
clay.
there's no doubt
and
that
even
it's back
Susan
on the
watched
site. I
them
can see it.
The only issue you're gonna have is because.
How'd we end
this
up
is-
with them?
Again, my, almost every day with these associations, is that they're gonna lean automatically.
They're gonna
Even if they're gonna lean it, they're gonna lean something
Right.
automatically, because they're just gonna, we have to, as long as you pay them at least something,
Right.
they can't lean nothing.
That's why I said.
So I would suggest you
half and
pay them
half.
something
Right.
before they lean something,
Okay.
and then we're really messed up.
But are you
Yeah.
talking about just the plantings then? Okay, so how much do we
What
owe
could
them
they
for
leave?
plantings?
What would they be able to?
Well, we technically own, let's say, for example, the outlot
Right,
that we finally got, I guess, turned over to us. They can lien the property. Even though there's a master association, yada, yada, we still technically own this property, where as a community we do, they'll lien the property out.
Okay.
And then if they put a lien on it, then we're really messed up. There's a lot more fees on top of lien.
They
How
should go
can we
after
do that?
whoever
They
approved it, though.
Fulfill their end of the contract.
Exactly.
You still have to, even if I don't fulfill a contract on my end,
Yeah.
on my job, they're required to pay me some money, because I still have to pay my tax, I still have to pay my people. You might have to pay me the full amount, but just enough to cover my labor costs. That's it.
So get a copy of the labor costs.
Just enough to cover what
But
the employees are paid.
See, that doesn't seem,
They stated they pretty much made no money on this. I mean, it was grossly underquoted.
I think what we should do is, yeah, I think what we should do is pay them 25% at the most, with, only if they will give us in writing a warranty that it's from, from spring, like you said, for a full year. And then what we can do is, we have paid them at least something.
Who's their contract with?
Are we talking about spring this year, or are we talking about spring 2013?
Can I go back 1 minute here? When was any of this approved? None of these bushes, none of these trees, none of this work was approved. It showed
Why
up.
don't you answer on that?
Yeah, please, Frank, answer.
It was never discussed in a meeting.
That's right.
Right, so,
Discussed in a meeting on Thursday.
It never happened. It wasn't supposed to happen.
So you got $10,000 worth of product out there that we never.
85, yeah.
What do our lawyers say? Do we ask them? Do we have
We
lawyers?
will.
I think, I guess, we either do one of two things. I think we pay them either 25%, or we have our attorneys look at it, and
I think we need to dance.
You need to pay them at least 25.
Yeah.
I would
Or
say,
the other half, or the other 3/4.
only once we get something in writing.
You already gave them a
notarized
deposit.
And in a certified letter from them stating that we have a full warranty. But hang on a second, but how can we do that though if Volo Gardens is going out of business? Then what kind of warranty would you
how do we know
have?
Volo Gardens is going to business? It's
Well,
what
they-
you're saying.
Yeah, it's hearsay,
It's
but,
hearsay.
but
We don't
if
know.
they
And I asked Bob
have.
and he said
It
no.
was Castle Gardens and now it's Volo
No,
They
Gardens.
subbed it up.
Yeah, that's
Right.
They subbed it out to
Volo, right. So you're saying the new, those sub, they're going out now too?
Actually, that is what numerous people have told me, but then again, too, it could be hearsay. Who knows until next spring when they either open or they don't. But they did sell out almost all their stock.
Well, they have to
But
every
we
year.
do have, regardless, we have it
Yeah.
planted, we need to
Right.
pay them something.
Yeah.
With, with some sort of guarantee that, we have a year, if they die, we don't
You
get
gave
the
them a
rest of the
deposit,
money.
didn't you?
So,
But the deposit was only paid for the trees.
Right.
The deposit only goes for the trees. You have to pay something for the companies that did the planting. Otherwise, they're the ones that could put the lien against us. Isn't it, or no? Would that be how it works with them, or no?
That doesn't work. Actually.
Who did you do business with? Did business with Volo Gardens, or did you do business with two different companies?
Two different companies.
Probably got to satisfy two different companies, one way or another.
They're looking for $27.50,
2350.
$23.50. For corner nursery installed. Again, I can't say this is good to do, but I'm against it.
$500, $600, $750?
Let them
You know what,
put a lien on us.
let's do $500.
We didn't enter this
And
contract
then,
with
but
them.
only if we first get in writing that they'll give us a full warranty from the March to March. And it has to be notarized, we want it in a certified letter. Maybe just sent to the president and just do it that way. And at least we've paid something, does that sound, I think it sounds fair. At least we get out from under a possible lien
Have they talked about a lien at all?
or a lawsuit.
What was
No,
their-
but
what was their-
it's just my assumption that if they don't get paid anything, that eventually they're gonna come after us.
They're gonna,
It's either gonna be
Right.
lawsuit.
They're gonna
What was
come
the last
after
time we
whoever set
communicated
this
with them?
up.
What?
What was the last time we communicated with them?
I talked to, like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and they seem like they're very aggressive on it,
Well,
or they're like,
Aggressive on what? That they're
like going,
Collecting.
you see the lien, doing something
On
legally?
collection.
They wanna hear back from the board. The last time we spoke, we were gonna come to some sort of agreement as to what needs to be done, and yes, we.
Yeah, just, my advice with our business is, most of the time, if somebody's not paying us, or we haven't paid somebody, as long as you stay in communication with the people, or they are in communication with us, it doesn't really go to the courts, as long as you're working out something. They don't want to go to the courts as much as we don't want to go to the courts.
Right,
They will if they
So
have
what we're trying to figure out now is where do we wanna go with this?
Was the labor was the fault, or was it the product?
The problem was on the invoice, it stated, when I had contracted with Volo Gardens, I specified to them that we wanted the holes dug extra large, that we wanted them backfilled with a topsoil mushroom compost, and
There
not
were
backfilled.
specifics. There were
specifics.
And they didn't adhere to
it still
them?
had the invoice, correct.
It would seem that they have some kind of liability, they're not just a laborer. It would seem like, and I don't know where labor come from. If they produced a labor, then I would think they'd be liable for it.
Well, what happened
If
was,
we went and found a labor, then
and I
that's
wish Sharon
separate,
was
I
here
would think.
to explain how that happened. We had
never
contracted
happened.
for the planting with Volo Gardens.
So there's an attachment, it sounds like it's
Volo
there's part
Gardens.
responsibility.
Volo Gardens went to,
And if they're going out, they're gonna want is
This-
whatever
this-
they can, but they're gonna
this
settle
is
probably
exactly
for
what
whatever they
happened.
can too.
Volo Gardens is affiliated with Corner Nursery. Corner Nursery is going in the hole. Okay? Corner Nursery needed the business. Volo Gardens said, oh, hey, we're friends, we'll help you out, we got a big business going. They negotiated a price that we had thrown at them, and then they came in and they did the work. At no time was it communicated that we didn't know that anybody was coming in to plant. According to Harold was under the impression that we were still getting bids when they moved in.
That's good. It'll strike while the iron's hot. Wow.
So something,
So again,
you're-
who
you're
entered
telling me
this
that
contract?
Corner Nursery then just
Again,
basically
who
came
entered
in
this
just-
contract with them?
So you're,
That's what the bickering and nitpicking was about.
That's interesting.
hang on, so you're saying that Corner Nursery came in without even our approval?
What?
Without even the board's
Sounds,
approval?
if that's the case, it sounds like we don't.
No, we don't know what it
Heard
is.
in an open meeting, a discussion in order to do this work.
And Harold made an agreement with them.
Hankins.
it was,
Who
yeah.
gave Hankins
that-
Harold
authority?
made an agreement with them, is that, I think we have to honor that, is what
Who was the contract with?
Yeah.
Volo Gardens.
Only with, did we ever write a
So
contract?
we owe Volo Gardens, and Volo Gardens is
PSI, look at the
We went to
receipts.
Volo,
Whoever they decided to contract
we
with.
went to
they-
Volo Gardens, Harold wanted some extra bushes for parking lots.
I understand.
Volo Gardens didn't have the bushes we want, he went to Corner Nursery. Corner Nursery, the woman that works there is Volo Gardens, the guy who works there's daughter.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough people to plant. He didn't tell me that when I was there, when I was discussing with him about doing the planting.
When she was.
So somehow, right, so I'm liable, yeah, because it was only me. It was Frank that was there with me purchasing the trees, and so was Harold, but he just doesn't want to say that right
He
now.
gave authority
Oh,
to
just
cut a check?
So somehow, Harold worked out with Corner Gardens that they were gonna do the planting of the bushes,
You got that.
and Volo Gardens discussed with Corner Nursery because they didn't have enough manpower. So that's how it got to Corner Gardens. Fine, it went to Corner Gardens, but again, the description of what we wanted went to Corner Gardens also. It's in the invoice, it's exactly what we wanted, how we wanted it, what we wanted. It
But what-
wasn't
If they didn't
done.
want to have anything to do with that,
Who
they
didn't want
could have
it?
scratched that part out.
Okay,
Said,
but here's the
we love you,
question.
but we got nothing to do with the holes.
But here's the
And they didn't
question.
do that.
Corner Garden also could have said, you know what, this is very.
Sounds kind of affiliate, you know what I mean? Some, they
Corner
took some
Gardens also could have
responsibility.
said that this is really a low price and we're not gonna match
Maybe.
it. They could have done that, they didn't.
Right.
They took the work and they did it the way that they wanted to do it, saying that they're saving us money, that if we plant and we do it all with topsoil and compost, we're gonna burn the trees and it'll kill the trees. Well, you know, you hear from different people, Frank says that won't happen. The guy from Old Gardens says that won't happen, they said it will. So fact of the matter is, we got these trees planted, they backfilled with the existing soil, threw a little bit of the topsoil mushroom compost at that, and that's where we're at. So the concern is that these trees and bushes are not gonna live the way that we had asked them to plant because they planted in their way. So our end goal here is to ensure that our investment of these trees and bushes survive.
Okay, but there's one question in between there that's not. Did we sign a contract with Volo Gardens to do all the work? Or did we sign a contract with Volo Gardens and Corner Nursery separately?
But they can
That's the question.
subcontract out.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying,
Sounds
okay,
like
but
under one entity, it sounds
hang on a second. Because if a company, all right, Mark,
You're
you're a
right.
company. If you subcontract a company out, let's say we come to you and we say, okay, Mark, we want you to replace 15 decks. Okay, and you don't have enough manpower with it, if you subcontract it out, are we responsible for paying that subcontractor, or are we responsible for paying you?
Subcontractor works under me, under
Exactly,
my license.
exactly.
I
So
gotta
we've
pay-
already
I
paid
gotta
Roll
pay the sub.
Gardens, so
Sub doesn't get paid, I pay
they
the sub.
can't do anything to
So I'm
us.
gonna come after my money. I mean, that's all it's gonna be. I mean, it's, no matter what, even if they sub out 30 people,
But we already paid you something. See what I'm saying though? If, let's just say you're Volo Gardens, okay? We've already paid, how much to Volo Gardens already? For the trees and bushes and stuff?
1,500.
Okay, so we've already paid 1,500 already. It's just that we haven't paid the balance of the amount. So there is something paid that states then that you cannot therefore put a lien against us because we already paid something too.
I know.
I say we
Stop
sit
right
on,
there then.
We said,
Yep.
sit on
I'd
it.
stop right there.
That's right.
And if they're
There was
going
only
down, they're
one
probably,
contract signed.
there's gonna be no recourse.
What did you do?
well, as long as you have something in writing that says that after 1 year, if everything survives, you'll get the full amount, then as long as it's in writing, and you sign, it, board
That's
sign
what I
it, we
was-
sign it,
Right.
that's fine.
And at
But if
least
they
put
don't
the money
sign
in
it, then
escrow,
it's a different
just so that
story.
we cover our bases.
But
I
if you
would
say
just
after the last day of the warranty is over, trees are still living, here's your money.
But see, the problem is how many people here, right, we purchased our place, okay? And we had already a tree that's starting to die, okay? And unfortunately, it's been planted for over a year. Even Jim was saying, he said, you can have a tree that might survive a year, can have a bush that might survive a year, but it might not survive past that point.
It's so hard to
And
watch.
that's the problem.
You're talking, it's apples and oranges when it comes
That's
to
the problem.
You know, no one in here is gonna run out of this. And there's a good chance that 90% of these trees are all gonna survive after a
Right,
year.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's,
It's really, we paid for product. We have not paid for labor. Labor is what was checked with. Therefore, leave it at $1,500. If they want to come after us, I promise you, they don't have enough money in their account to cover an attorney and retainer fees anyway.
How do we know that?
As much as they change hands, it's very easy assumption to say, hey, I'm a blue collar guy, I have a very small insurance claim. I'm not gonna have $500-600 this time of year when I'm not working to just go blow on an attorney.
I think we need to communicate to them that we need something in writing.
Wasn't that done,
Yeah.
wasn't that
Yeah,
done
we
after
already
last
did.
week's meeting?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what we discussed last week?
Yeah.
Okay, then we need to follow through and get that and say we'll pay it at
Or
the
2 weeks ago, or?
March,
No, what we
whatever.
discussed was going back to
March
March
or
asking them
14th.
about a warranty. That's what we discussed. It wasn't getting something right, it was asking them if they will warranty from a year from spring and that sort of thing. But I sent an email to the board and I didn't hear back from anyone. That's why I'm bringing it up tonight. Because I need an answer as to how to rectify this and what we want to do. So if we want to send a letter, that's fine. But I need to hear from people what we want to do, at least the majority, before I'm going to do anything.
I thought we already come to an agreement on this.
It says, motion approved for paying 2 invoices for Dream Granted,
That's something
was
separate.
okay. Motion not to pay your corner nursery Volo Gardens for
Right.
landscaping of $23.50.
Right.
Notice must be sent to landscaper that we are disputing the work that was done and what we contractually paid. Now, I thought Nancy Hankins was going to do that for us, or no? If you want, I'll do it, I mean, I don't care.
Just wait
We
till
were
after the
going
first
back
year
to
and
them
then advantage.
to see if, about the warranty, it wasn't just to send a letter. It was to see what, if they would cover a warranty from a year from, am I wrong?
Well, no,
Did we
but-
discuss that?
You wanted,
That
yeah.
is-
That we
yeah,
would've been
You wanted
a year from
definitely,
March.
we're talking.
You want it in writing.
Objective.
Any,
Well, of course
from
we
this
want it in
point,
writing, but
No,
we need to
wrong.
hear what we're gonna do first.
you're not understanding. We've already discussed that we were going to communicate with them. Any communication there on after this moment
writing.
or last moment needs to be in writing, so that way when it does go to an attorney, it
So
should
we
be
need
in
to
writing to
communicate
support.
that we need a warranty for a year till
it would be 2014.
Got it, March 2013 and 14, right.
14, and then they'll get the balance of their payment.
So are we paying these now, or are we paying all at that point, next year, March of 2014?
I say we have already paid the $1,500, unfortunately, we'll move forward, we'll pay on 2014.
Yep. I agree. Do you make a motion on that?
I don't think you should pay him at all.
I'm sorry.
I don't think you need to put unfortunately in there. We're not, we didn't do
No,
anything wrong.
No, you're right.
That's all.
It was with
Nothing more than that.
us, and
Well, you
it
know, I
wasn't
really
approved
hate-
at any point.
Pardon my language, I hate pissing on somebody like this. But when you ask someone to do something and it's in writing,
Oh, I agree.
Unless they come back,
That's
unless they,
what
and then we
Well,
can
we're
have a
gonna go after her
caveat,
for
unless
it.
they come back next
Since she
spring,
approved it.
correct what they did, and
No,
then
I
we'll pay
didn't approve
them,
it.
then
Who
we'll pay them.
did?
It wasn't just, he was there,
He didn't tell
Harold was
Hankins
there.
to cut a check.
okay.
You know what, I think that, I agree with Nancy on this one. If they're willing next spring to come in and correct all their work, I think at that time, if we still have that warranty also, I think at that time, we go and say, okay, let's pay them. Because then, if the work is done properly, and we still have a warranty, then why not pay them in the spring?
I think you're gonna see the work done. I think you're gonna see the work done before they get paid.
Yep,
Only
I think
because
so too.
I don't foresee them being around more than 2 years.
Yep, I think make them do the work first, and I think they'd be willing to come in the spring and do it. And at least that way we get the proper work done that we paid for, that we are paying or going to pay for.
Okay.
Or drop the water
Sounds good.
PVC pipe down there to move
So where
on.
we leave off on this?
So we're going to,
easier.
So we're gonna send the notarized
Wouldn't you?
Or,
We're gonna send a notarized letter for the warranty from March 2013 to 2014, pay the remainder $2,350 in March of 2014.
But if the work
Unless they
is
come in.
done.
unless they come in
Unless
and
they
do
come
the
in
work
and correct it.
in spring, this coming spring or early summer.
The plant
March
is
of
correct and
2014,
they'll
you
get
said?
correct.
March of 2014. It's okay.
All right, on to the budget.
Just in case there's somebody that desperately wants to know about it.
What?
There wouldn't be a chance that they will come slipping in here right away so they get paid. You know what I
In the
mean?
winter?
As long as we can stand behind it, but we don't want them in here at this time of year, right?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I think it's too late this time of year.
You know what I mean?
It ain't gonna matter. No, the plants are good. There's no root growth, there's nothing going on right now.
Yeah,
Them plants were just planted 6, maybe 7 weeks ago, so.
Right, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if, you know, if they're talking about picking up a few thousand for a few hours worth of work, it might be worth it to them. I'm saying that we don't want them in here because it'll be a bigger mess.
Well, I think that the only way we could do it.
I'm guessing that
we
they
are
wouldn't
gonna-
think of it, but.
Well, we're gonna have to have people who will supervise the work, and we're gonna have to ask for volunteers. And I'm sure we can find some people who are willing to volunteer. And you know what? If I have to, I'll follow them around every single tree and bush and point it out and tell them what to do and watch what they do. We'll videotape it. if we
It shouldn't
have
be
to.
any more than a good
Has to be
walkthrough and
done.
another walkthrough when they say you're done.
John's like, crack the whip here. Well, no, we have to. I mean,
All right, let's get onto the budget here.
Before we do that, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Frank as president.
can I second that motion?
How can you do that?
You did it.
Somebody was stepping
Frank, to
down.
accept?
Aren't you, isn't your wife pregnant and you're moving
You
and
told me
getting a
last
new
week we were
job?
leaving.
You were leaving.
He did not tell us that.
I'll accept the position, but this is the bid.
Didn't you just tell me we're leaving the board?
No.
Let the man speak.
This is,
Let the man speak.
I have a very broad job. I can travel quite a bit. We won't be selling our homes for at least probably a good 5 or 6 years at the price that we purchased them. My home will always be in my name. I don't plan on renting it out because I'm in Chicago probably once a month at least. I'm already making trips here for these board functions pretty much. I've had a few concerns that have been expressed from quite a few people in the area. I'll stay here. I have no problem with staying on the board. I honestly think that I got a pretty level head where I can work with everybody on this board. Unfortunately, it's coming to terms where you got certain individuals that can't work with each other. So you do need a middleman that can do that.
don't answer emails, you don't answer text messages, so how is that being a middleman? You don't communicate with
Text
the
me.
board.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. And I've seen that he's responded to everybody.
It's not a requirement.
When there's 30 emails going about and they're one-liners, there's no point. By the time you send out 30 emails, somebody gets an answer out of it. If I gotta hold people's hands to assist them on finding answers when we're all grown adults here, it's
Why did
very,
you tell me last week that you're leaving the board? Why did you tell me after the takeover of the new management company? you were
well,
leaving the
this
board?
is the thing, Pam. Like you said, I don't answer emails. When you send me an email and you demand that I resign,
Which is what Scott did to Harold. And you told me you were
Nope.
stepping down anyway, so
Alright.
why not step
Alright.
down before any more decisions are made?
You did?
This is kind of.
Do me a favor, stop yelling out because this is a board meeting and the board's
Oh,
discussing.
listen to you.
So stop yelling out.
This is the thing. If
That's what Harold told me.
Harold's gone,
Yeah.
and Harold ain't coming back. Harold was barely coming out of his home to take trash out.
Well, I have to Harold.
I quite frankly don't blame the man.
Neither do I. Well,
But-
you're one of them because you like ripped them a
Hey,
new
stop,
one
stop,
last,
Nancy,
the last board meeting.
Nancy.
Okay, was I wrong?
Nancy.
Yes.
Nancy.
I was wrong.
It's more so, it's more
Do you
so
have the
because of
numbers?
Frank and Scott. It's more so because of them, it's not,
Okay. Well,
not because of.
I've done a lot of work with the budget. Here is.
Well, hang on a second.
Finish?
We're not done here,
There's been
Nancy.
a first and a second nomination. Frank,
Well,
you
let
accept the
me hand
position
this
of
out and then you can.
Frank has now accepted the position of president.
Great.
So.
I have the major expenses that I've done.
She
No, I don't. I want to hand this out.
Frank, you're the president.
And here you go.
So is the board.
Did you guys just see that? She
So
walked
I
right
suggest
past
you
me and
just
did
get
not
rid
give
of
me
all
one.
board members and start
Yeah.
fresh.
And I have a lot to say about the insurance
Take
policy.
your voice and normal level.
I'm gonna
I'm a
add
little
that
worried
to
about
that.
the insurance policy. I've done a lot of research.
Hey, Nancy.
I hereby resign. We have 12 proxies for John, who I'd like to recommend as the new board member. All those in favor?
Sounds good, we got
And
the,
you
we
have
got
to-
the proxies, so
we have
John's the board member.
No, you know what?
There you go.
Votes here against.
I got a correction on that.
We got a lot of.
Our proxy last week,
All the proxies.
our proxy last week dealt
See ya.
directly with the procedure as an emergency bylaw. It dealt directly with procedure of how everything is done.
Because if you want to get technical,
Yep.
he did not send out notices to elected board members.
We didn't elect a board member. You did not.
Hey,
I'm gonna call the cops.
have been quiet in these meetings for a year.
Call the cops.
Shut the hell up. You know what? Piss me off.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay, but you gave Rose your proxies.
I didn't give anybody my proxy.
She had her own proxies.
How did they get them? I never
They
saw
got
them.
them.
No, they're the original,
They
Susan.
did
How can you accuse me of anything?
Rose has your proxies then, Susan.
Everybody has the
Submitted
proxies.
those
Why are you
proxies
accusing me of giving them to
to
them?
Les.
Are you
To
done?
Les.
Take care of your friend. I'm not
And
gonna take harassment.
that is how Margaret got on the board, okay?
I will not be harassed.
I have 12 proxies and I would like to nominate John.
that is not a
That'll
quorum.
work.
It's not
We
a
got three
quorum
votes
of
against
homeowners. I mean, we can
The
take a
board- the board
vote. We can take a
overrules it.
vote. Let's take a vote on if we'll accept John onto the board. That's it. With the number of board members we have left, that's how it's supposed to be handled first.
Can I call the
Take a
cops?
vote.
I'm sure that Frank won't decline John getting on board. I'm sure you won't.
We don't have a
First comes
quorum.
a board vote, and then if that doesn't work, then you have to have
Frank, you have to
certain
call,
percentage
you
of
have
board.
to answer.
As,
As president.
I'm gonna assume,
All right,
I'm
you
not
have to
leaving
accept
unless
Nancy's
John
resignation.
is going to have my position.
as president.
No, you've already resigned.
You don't get to decide.
Stop.
Frank had the floor.
Let me, hear me
Let him
out.
speak.
As per the last election, we went down over this. Okay, there's still other candidates.
Susan does not want the job and neither does
Caitlin
Caitlin.
left.
Blame me for not wanting
I don't blame you.
I mean, you people
Weren't they
attacking me, and I'm not
candidates?
even on the
Yeah,
board.
Caitlin would be the next.
You're
But
telling
now-
me I did something to someone that I haven't
Okay,
seen
this-
since July.
I can show you text
Would you understand if I give her the opportunity, which I think is the right thing to do if we're gonna set the example?
So she doesn't want it, will John be able to be on?
Hold on a minute.
It's
Hold
okay.
on.
I moved here
You
now.
know,
not.
the other one?
Because you already asked her.
Everybody's giving me
Kate, you know,
No way, not everybody.
we spoke about it, but I mean,
Okay, so I have a text message.
You're doing something, you never did it.
You owned those taxes. They were from the original life.
and
This is crazy.
Everyone pay attention, please.
can you put something in writing and submit it to Nancy?
Not until I know that John's going to be
That's
elected.
not how
Okay,
it works.
on video camera, you
Right.
just stated your
But now,
resignation.
as per, I think it's the right thing to do last.
On video camera, not until
Doesn't work that way.
John is appointed.
I want to say that I resign, she does have to turn.
She can legally.
Yes, she does.
Right, she's not off board yet.
Yeah, she's on the board until she turns.
Just because she throws a fit and says, I'm not on the board, doesn't mean she's off the board yet.
Here's the situation, it has to be decided on by the board members that are remaining. And we can take a vote on if we're gonna proceed down the list and offer position first.
I make a motion to go down the list.
I'll second.
I'll third it.
If Caitlin does not accept the position, then John will be on the board.
No, we have to, let's take a vote.
This is the deal, this is
Mr.
the deal.
President.
I don't want to be on the board.
I will contact Caitlin,
But
and then anything
There,
from,
I might do it.
any response from her, we will put it to any individual in here or there or in the community that wants to run. We will make a decision by Friday as far as individuals that would like to take a position. For anyone that would like to take a position,
For her position?
for her position.
Okay, what happened to the president? Are you president now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I still accept that position?
We just made a motion.
Because they
And
can
then-
do whatever the heck they want to
We
do.
just
And
made
then-
a
That's how
motion,
this board's
seconded,
run. They can do
not
whatever they
for
I
want.
thought you were president.
They can do whatever they want to do.
And then what we'll do, Carolyn, on Friday, we'll put a vote to the.
We have to meet again?
No,
No.
we'll put, I
To the
got this.
board.
We'll put a vote to the website, the members only section on the website. So that
Can't
way it's
do it
open
that way
forum
either,
for all
sorry.
homeowners to visibly be able to see what's being said.
Okay,
I
so,
don't know if I can still be on the board.
I want to know, is this board now going to work?
if you go down the list,
I mean, are you all going to get along and?
they're the
Carolyn, let's,
Seriously,
it's trying to rebuild.
we're trying to totally.
Carol,
I don't
I'm
care.
sorry.
Care, I don't care. I do care. I mean, you took it with just all adults, my God, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Frank,
Yes, ma'am.
can I still accept a position on the board?
Anybody can move into a position.
I mean, because I was the next in line.
Correct.
I
Correct.
had the most votes after Nancy.
Okay, I'm gonna assume if you want to accept a position, you can take a position. If you don't want to take a position, you can decline, and then therefore we would move to Caitlin. Then, once Caitlin says yes, no, then what we'll do is we'll host a forum.
Do I have to give you an answer tonight?
No, we'll go till Friday. That way,
You got a couple
say
days.
Tuesday, and it give me till tomorrow evening to get a response from Caitlin. Then we'll go to,
well, she's
No,
saying
she's already said-
she would do it if she was asked
She's
again.
first, and then
Yeah, she's
Right.
first, but she authorized her. Susan?
Are we done?
I want to
I'd
think
like to
about
work
it
on
for
the
Friday.
Oh,
I mean, that's why I'm here.
Honestly, think it's going to be done now.
Yes,
This is all just such
all
a
right,
joke.
so
Here's
Susan,
what I put
It's
together.
pathetic. This is awful and
I didn't get a
pathetic.
copy, should I take a copy?
Pathetic.
All right, now wait, and then we'll discuss the budget. Isn't this what the meeting was for, or we
Yes,
can't?
ma'am.
They want to discuss the budget.
Nice
catch.
Thank you.
So what I put together, we had the 2012 and then the 2013 budget.
Okay, now, can I stop you real quick? Your 2013 budget, is this the one that PSI gave us?
PSI did not recommend this.
Okay.
This was by me discussing the PSI and figuring out where money needed to go.
No, this wasn't even, this was the new contracts. This is the new contracts. Advantage is going to be 18,000.
Well, no, but some of the other monies is what he's
Yes,
referring
some
about.
of the other
that
monies,
Supposedly
yes.
PSI put forward. PSI did not do that.
Okay, all right,
When
that's
he
fine.
supposedly forgot to include you and Scott and Lee, and I don't know how that happened, Harold was supposed to notify you and it didn't happen, so whatever. Nancy, Harold and I discussed, Harold said to talk to PSI, work on the budget because he knows nothing about it, and Nancy said to go for it, so. These numbers were put together by me.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Right, because we have a new contract with the management company, which is 18,000. The reserves are 91,000. The landscaping is 22,000. We have no present contract, so that might go up. The mulching and turf repair, we put down as 25,000. Mulching is like over 10,000.
When, I don't recall seeing what you all paid, what, a year, when was the last one you did, a year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
What, did we do the whole
We-
facility, or did we just do separate?
We asked Nancy for an estimate, and she said it was like going to be over like 11,000 or 12,000, so.
But I mean,
That's-
what did we do though? I mean, I'm just,
That was going to be everything.
okay.
Good.
Exterminating, we want, the snow removal, of course, was greatly reduced, but we might have another 5,000 in March and April, because as you know, it's only for 3 months.
Was this what we paid for 2012, the
Yes.
40,000?
Yes.
Yeah. That was just for the beginning of the year, at the end of the year. we don't-
Can I ask a question about the exterminating? What is the exterminating including? What are we doing?
We have all those hives.
Yes,
in the
I know.
corners,
Yeah,
So
they're bad.
we haven't even started getting bids, so that
Okay,
could be.
so you're just giving out, it's just a rough estimate that
Right.
we're hoping for, okay.
The decks, you know, we're looking at another 15,000. We have, all the miscellaneous stuff, we want the gutters repaired. We have a lot of bad debt, and we're reducing on legal, miscellaneous office, so, I mean, this is all just, you know,
Now, the bad debt, is that foreclosures and,
Legal, why did we drop so far on legal? I mean, are we just hoping that this year we're not gonna have as many legal expenses? Because I know that
Well, last
with the
year we
minimum
had,
foreclosures and stuff, or?
we had, you know, we've got the rules and regs and all that
Right.
kind of stuff, and Scott's takeover bid, and, so a lot of that costs us.
So we're just hoping that this year it's only gonna be 3,000. I mean, I think we should sort of maybe go between there and the 7,000 just in case. I feel a little bit more comfortable with, I mean, I think 3,000 is very low, especially with what attorneys are charging nowadays.
Well, there's a retainer of what, $500 a month or something like that, there's different degrees of retainer, but anyway.
Okay.
now your 290,
You're giving us about
at the bottom
6
down here, is that,
Without the insurance.
Okay.
We haven't gotten anything for insurance.
all right, now,
Now, the second page is just multiplying out all the different units, the amount of our assessments, and for a 12-month period, 10%, 12%, 15, and 18% reduction.
all right, with,
And then you have the total set the bottom
okay.
for the year.
So you're saying that our total without insurance for expenditures for next year is going to be 290?
Roughly. Roughly.
According to what you're
These are all
operating
estimates.
expenses.
Yeah, according
They're all estimates, there's a smudge, of course.
Now, as far as the 18%,
You come up with 302.
you're saying that we'll only make over $12,000? We'll put $12,000 back from the 290?
You'll have.
If
Well,
we
without
utilize
the
the
insurance,
18%.
we have 290, so if we go with 18%, then our insurance will only cost us 12,000.
Well, what would you think?
But what does insurance usually go to?
Last year it cost us 47,000.
Thank you.
I would
Okay.
expect it only costs 12.
Well, I've done a lot of research on that, about insurance, and
She did
quite,
detective work.
quite revealing, so.
Yeah, I actually really was very interested because when there is a huge difference between what's called bare walls and shell only. And shell only means you have to be responsible for all the air conditioning, all your HVAC, all of your electricity, all your plumbing, everything. Bare walls means that they bring it into the foot of the drywall, but they won't paint it or anything else. You have to pay for that, which should be included in your homeowner's policy that you have, your condo policy that you have right now.
I would like to inject in this one.
Okay.
You can have the biggest plug in your house right now. You can bust a pipe all you want and get it. I guarantee it, the homeowner's insurance that we have
Right.
or get will do nothing for you, period. What's gonna happen is my insurance, let's say Allstate or whatever I
Right.
have, okay, is gonna have to subrogate against our homeowner's insurance. Because that's all I deal with all day long. Floods, fires, any disasters. Homeowner's insurance, you do not wanna pay out anything. You're extremely hard to work with because technically, if I go in there and try to dry your house down, I gotta get permission to cut into that wall. And then if they tell me no, then you have a serious mold issue, and we can go
Yep.
have 10 times more money going down the drain. So it doesn't matter honestly what you get for homeowner insurance, they're all the same. They can do nothing for you. Bare walls, rain
Well,
walls.
we're talking mainly, like if a tornado comes through and rips down a building, or God forbid a
It's-
fire destroys a whole building or two buildings, at least we get up to the bare walls replaced. We-
You're gonna fight.
That's what we're
Period.
against.
And
Now,
we're
are
gonna
you
go with
talking-
the conveyance of our declaration, which I pulled out and read as well. The insurance shall cover bare wall insurance, blah, blah, blah. The property shall be insured for an amount not less than 100% of the full insurable replacement cost of a blanket basis. And then it goes on to talk about replacement cost.
Your reserves and your contingency reserves that you have in the third block.
Those were on our reserve study.
Okay, so that's what we have to
That's
have.
what we have to have.
Understood. All right.
I mean, the big question there, I agree, we've been talking about this for a while, is the Master Association, it's a lot of money. We don't know what they're doing, but that's another fight and another argument, I guess.
Is that something we can discuss in January? Because since they're taking over in February, can we have a meeting on that and really
Who's
discuss?
taking over in February?
I thought the Masters Association is being turned over to the homeowners, and at that time, maybe in January, we address that?
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
trying
wow.
to get.
Okay,
know,
I
Penny
think
tried
that would
to
be great if we
get
could.
a meeting with them for months and months, and
Okay, if we can
it's not very.
somehow find out who is going to be turning that over to whom, that would be wonderful. But
Could I ask Nancy why you didn't change?
I just.
Do you want to deal with any of this?
tired.
Do I?
I've got a question about the budget,
I don't
actually.
want to deal
Okay.
with it.
Go ahead, Ron.
There was no trouble.
Um,
I don't want to do all that. I can't do all that. What you guys do.
Besides,
Me either.
I see a lot on here besides the mulch and the turf repair, a lot of the things are being budgeted for a lot less, like landscaping is being cut almost in half, and like our legals going down. It's it with the snow removal. From my understanding is we're not very happy with the landscaping and the work being done. And, I mean, I'm sure people are going to disagree with me, some people are going to agree, but I think trying to find people to do it for even less and less, we're just not going to get better service or better lawns. That sometimes we're going to have to pay more for better service, for better products. Like, we went really cheap with this mobile gardens, and now we have this big issue, what's going on. That maybe we would pay a little bit more for a more reputable or a more higher end company, we wouldn't have to deal with it, we'd have beautiful trees.
This is for mowing. This is for mowing.
Yeah, this landscaping here is only for mowing and any type of seasonal,
Cleanup.
exactly.
I guess what I'm saying, my main concern is looking at the second page, then seeing our dues being lowered and lowered, and then our landscaping being lowered. I don't want to pay less to get worse
Right.
looking lawns and worse looking stuff. I'd rather
I
stay
would
the same or
like-
pay more
I
if
would
I
like
get a
to-
better looking
as I-
lawn and better
yeah.
looking stuff.
100% agree. My recommendation was 10%. And that gives us still a reduction, and we have a lot of wiggle room with, with landscaping. We don't have a contract currently, so I agree. We didn't like the last contract. It was practically half what we were paying, but we didn't like them, so,
We had one of the most reputable
Yes.
lawn care companies in the whole northern part of the state. The problem that we had with them was that we weren't giving them guidance. They were just coming in, they were just mowing. And then when we did try to communicate with them what we wanted, we just got hit by the hardest drought this country's seen.
Right, yeah, I know it's kind
So-
of unfair to gauge this summer because it was a pretty crazy drought.
So our maintenance, LCN is top one, hands down. They have some of the best contracts in the area. And if you go to the facilities that they do, they're paying top dollar.
They are paying top dollars. The company that did ours last year, you have no idea the major villages and towns they do. I mean,
Everybody who wants to pay top dollar, please raise your hands.
but why did we
I don't see any
then
hands.
agree to
We can't,
cancel
Do we
the
have to go to
contract
top
then?
dollar?
You guys thought they were great.
well, no, they have, a lot of places do think they're great, but what happened was, I think the guys who were coming out, I mean, I myself and several other people witnessed them doing things that they were not even supposed to do. They weren't supposed to, they were only supposed to do push mowers in the front.
we were getting a
And they
lot,
were
we were
damaged.
getting, we were getting cut down the root, go away for a week, come back, cut down the root.
Yeah.
And when your grass is not growing, you're not helping anything.
In the summer.
And so we canceled the contract, so we're probably not gonna get 22,000 here.
What the ideal discussion was to go to a smaller corporation to where we know that the foreman or the laborer is gonna be out there working with the owner. We may not get the most reputable quality, but you're gonna be out there and you're gonna get to see the guy that runs the business that wants to make that check, kind of similar to what we're dealing with Bowl Gardens.
But if you're here once a week, how are we gonna check on that?
Well, we could have people on committees that would do this, Nancy.
He's here lots.
Committees are for it.
I'd just love to know who's on the board and who's not. Maybe an idea what their positions are, at least for tonight. I don't know which way the chairs are facing, I don't want to be facetious, but I have no choice, unfortunately.
Now, who are you, what are your secretary?
Secretary.
Nancy, you're halfway over
Right now, I
there, come
am
on.
vice president.
You're
Right now,
halfway
I'm
your
vice
chair.
president because I took the position
Vice president,
of vice president that Harold
I'm
had.
halfway what?
Your chair's turned, I'm trying to figure out which side you're
You
on.
must be sorry, you must be sorry to,
That's okay, I understand.
I'm camera shy.
I am the worst. I know what you mean.
Nancy's treasurer.
It's a crapshoot, who knows?
Nancy's treasurer, but she quit.
Well, no, she's still sitting here.
Let's get back to the budget. Well, who
Right.
cares who's what on the board, doesn't matter anyways.
Alright,
So
so,
I did
We're all
all
gonna
these
change
numbers
next week
because
again.
I am the treasurer. So I tried to do my due diligence as
Well, when it comes to-
been afforded.
I'm going to complete the subject here. I know we have a new management company from January.
That one.
Yeah.
At what point do we know where to pay the bill to?
now all that,
I just want to, sorry.
Okay. so what they're proposing is they're going to send out as a coupon book. It's going to stay the same until we get a new budget in. Right now, we're still paying the 2012 budget.
So we'll get a coupon.
So you're gonna get, but you're only gonna get maybe a quarter at a time. So if you're gonna continue to mail it to the same spot that you have until you see otherwise.
It's gonna be the same coupon book, the same way we paid.
I
We
think
had
it's
mine
only,
before
I
we
think it's
did
only
it.
gonna be
Yeah.
1 or 2 months, because we're gonna try to get it in place by the first quarter.
I thought it was just gonna be, it's just gonna be the temporary
Right.
ones.
Right.
They had decided on
But
that.
mine's
so it's just
taken
gonna
out
be like a temporary.
automatically. So,
And that's fine. It's gonna continue to the repetitive being
right,
taken
but when
out.
they,
You'll have to get out to the new
We're
website.
keeping the same bank accounts, all of that is still in place.
What we'll
Everything's
do,
identical.
Carol, what we'll do is I'm almost positive that you're gonna receive a newsletter giving you detailed instructions as far as how to move forward.
A full welcome package, actually. There will be, what Les said was, everybody will receive a full welcome package from the new company.
And
In that welcome, he's with the new company, and in that welcome package will have just a temporary stubs for you to have your assessment, to either pay it, or what you can do is you can go online on their website, and it gives you clear-cut directions on how to sign up for just automatic removal, so you don't have to worry about having to send in the stubs and everything else. So it's up to you on whichever way you choose.
I just want to say to Nancy, I'm sorry you're leaving.
Well, it may not be unless I can make sure that John is.
Well, I don't know if you can do that, I don't know if that's legal.
No.
Well,
But,
now he's still here. Then you're stuck.
well, I don't feel it's stuck with you, I feel you did a really good job, I feel you're really, like you said, do your due diligence or whatever, you're really thorough.
I think we,
Carol,
I did a lot
Move
of.
on.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Thank you, Carol.
I think, Ryan,
Yes.
you brought up something that I've come to grasp. Do we want to shoot, I know we're working on insurance bids right now, let's go ahead and add landscaping quotes on here as well. And then I think that'll give us a better idea of what we can budget for next year. With the 2012 budget at $319, we're looking at about a $30,000 difference.
Which we got from landscaping and the assessment, or the property management. But there's no guarantee we're gonna have that landscaping.
Right.
How about
Same amount.
how about the decks for the 15,000?
Yeah, well, can you explain that, Nancy?
Weren't we going to repair the second half of the, we weren't, that was my understanding.
Well, I thought we were gonna,
I thought the
be
whole-
considered, but.
Well, that was Harold's.
Yeah.
That was under Harold's control.
Did we, how many bids did we
Well,
get?
No,
hold
no,
on a
we
second,
have-
hold on a second. From my understanding, there was only, we voted on 15.
we
And
got
then when the engineer came through, or whoever Harold's guy was, the architect, he said that you only had 20 that needed to be replaced.
Immediately. My understanding was
Okay.
all of the DeSoto decks were going to be repaired.
Really?
Because I have a DeSoto, so I paid very close attention to that. If that's not the decision that you want to make, then.
If it needs it when the time comes, then the board can vote to replace it.
Exactly. But I think this time what we need to do is we need to have a company come in that is not going to rip us off telling us that we're gonna be getting brand new decks and just replacing the posts. And make sure that,
I was
well,
told exactly what.
I was told that they were gonna be, when I was sitting as a homeowner, we were told that some decks were gonna have to be completely removed and rebuilt, the worst decks, and that other decks just had to have the posts replaced, but, I mean, I'd have to go back and check the videos,
So
so.
if you take out that 15,000, that's up to 275.
But that's something that we might want to keep it, but we also have to remember, we do have 91,000 reserves.
Correct.
That was the reserve study that we
That's
had.
what-
We have
Right, right.
fund at that level.
Right. And we do still have 100,000 CD, which is, how long is our CD? But that's
Oh.
okay, that's fine.
Who's in charge of that?
I'd like to make a motion that we have currently 2 signatures on the CD bank. I'd like to have 3.
Are you talking about what's currently in place?
Correct. Sing it, Harold,
Isn't
and
that,
get his name
isn't that
off.
with your name and it's yours and Harold's?
I think Nancy should be on there. You are the treasurer.
Yeah. Well, I think the treasurer has to be on
I
there.
would think so.
Didn't nobody second the motion? Said, that's a good idea.
Let's table that
Is Harold off of it?
until we can get Harold off of it.
He's still on there.
Huh?
Let's table that
We're
until we
gonna
get
go
Harold
over
off
some
of
stuff
it.
again to change it over to myself. Because he has to go to the bank with us.
Do you
That's
want-
major.
What do you think as far as landscaping? Do you think that we should wait until January 1st and then just have Advantage handle it?
I
What do you all think?
think we should have Advantage. I've been very concerned about us going out on our own.
Exactly.
And getting these contracts. I think we need to go through the management company. They know what needs to be done, what kind of contracts need to be assign what kind of liability, I understand that we can all probably figure that out, but that's what we paid them for. So let's go through them to get contracts. So,
You all agree? I mean,
I
I think
think-
utilize advantage and see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great. The only thing I do know about it, of course, Advantage is that they're not really from this area, so they won't really have landscapers in this area, but they'll definitely have ideas about how to go about it, so I definitely agree with that.
I think they're trying to move
They're
into
moving,
this
yeah.
area.
Yeah, they
so
definitely are.
they're very,
Which is good. I mean, it seems like he's very active, which is wonderful. Yes, I agree with that.
Was there a third in there?
We're gonna table it until, we'll table this until the next meeting. Do you want to,
Well, we changed it 360.
So did the whole board elaborate on the decks and the pricing or anything at all? Or just leave it off to Harold and Harold to just do whatever he wanted to do with it? There's a
correct me if
reason
I'm
I
wrong,
say.
Scott, but I think you got the minutes there as far as how to
No, we-
handle it.
I just, if we continue on, we're gonna get hammered really hard again.
We'll
You
look
know,
out for
there
it.
was two sticks, there was about $400 worth of work, tops. And that's with all the insurance and all of the, all of that nonsense. So before it happens again, I just wanna I wanna say something. Because it wasn't worth any more than, the materials for each of those decks was less than $100. So 400 is, I'm not a genius's genius, but I'll tell you something, I bet you I can find 100 carpenters tomorrow that'll take it. So, I just don't wanna see the same thing happen again. And I'm a little astonished that, it slid past everybody.
Mark, can I ask you a
That's all
question? You had put in a bid for this before also. If you were just to do what was done on one deck, okay, just where the posts were removed,
And new ones
you
put in
had
place.
new ones put in place and you also secured them into the concrete. Just give us a rough estimate. What would you have charged? Would you have charged $750?
Honestly, I can't even answer that question.
Okay.
That'd be most impossible question.
Did you ever submit a quote for this?
Yes, I really am.
No, but I mean, for the new, when they came out and asked, when Harold asked for new people to submit new quotes, we were gonna get quotes for this job.
I sent the quote to, was it Nancy, right? No,
I thought you sent it to Scott, because we never saw it.
no, I sent it
You
to,
sent it to somebody who never sent it to
I
us.
sent it to PSI.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said you sent it to Scott.
That's all I sent, and that's the end of it.
Can you do us a favor? Could you get us a new one, please? For, get us a copy of that, so at least we could have that also. I mean, I think to me, I don't know about all the homeowners here, but I think we should be going to the homeowners that we have in our community here first, that have the skill and the ability to do things properly, and asking them for quotes.
This is a small community, I agree.
Yes,
I mean, why not?
It can't hurt to find out if there has to be a carpenter right here in our community with a hand.
Marcus sitting.
And I'm not against a profit, because if he doesn't want to make a profit, I don't want him to even take the job.
You got it. I mean, you don't
He's
have
got to
to.
have better things to do.
Wasn't that we didn't?
No, I didn't.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, this would be a good thing to
We
teach
should
our.
bring this up
We asked you a couple
when it
times.
comes when we need the.
It's a small community, you can do this in a little community like this, you can't do it with
I
a
just
big,
assumed
big
you never got it
subdivision.
to them.
being her assertiveness with this, because it's gonna give us a better idea
Maybe both.
of what our budget should be.
Right.
I mean, if we can go ahead and start getting some idea of bids on what we want with landscaping, deck repair, and extermination, it gives us a better operating target as far as what type of amount of money we're going to say.
So what did the decks cost, $750 to do one deck?
770.
77.
$770 for one deck, yes.
Yep.
Two posts,
And then
period.
securing into the concrete, though, none of them had, none of the decks, all those decks had nothing securing them into the concrete pillars.
Did they fix that?
Are they fixed, by the way? I never even, are they?
The ones that they
So-
did,
I
That's one of them.
Well, I tested yours out, it works.
Good.
well, what, did it work? Did it stay, did it stay mark?
Oh, yeah, his both stayed, yeah.
Okay. But did you grab up against it?
No, it's works.
So the issue is that, you only got one bid for that, I guess, was the thing.
Well, I'd like to, I mean, I'd be
His
curious
bid
to
never
find out.
My understanding is all we get the job.
So, yeah, whether we get people in this community or outside, I think more than one bid is kind of the standard.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It was asked, it was. It was asked of Mark a couple times, and last time Mark and I spoke, I guess he's in the PSI, and we never got it.
I mean, it's not really looking for somebody to blame, but he says a little bit louder than I do. But, you know, it says $15,000 in something that should be a lot less, and then, I mean, they take pretty lot, but he just wants to know what happened, who did what, how come it wasn't cheaper, you know?
You want to get 20.
I think that what we need to do is, I think that once we revisit it, once we get to spring or summer, you know, early summer, when we can actually do that, we can go and we can take a bid, you know, we can take a vote, make a motion here on the board, how many more we're going to then replace. And at that time, what we'll do is we can proceed with numerous contract, you know, people have submitting their contracts. And I think that's the best way to do it, is just have people submit contracts at that time. But I think we need a minimum of 3. I think doing any less than a minimum of 3 is ridiculous. You know,
I'd also like to ask why we are not in favor of doing an independent appraisal on the worth of our property. All of our people. I do not want our people underinsured, I don't want it overinsured, but it seems like a reasonable thing to do, independent appraisal. Per our declaration, it says we should have an annual appraisal.
Now, is that not something that PSI has conducted last year?
actually, I think they have, because I did find something in here that they actually did something in July. And I will have to find this, because I don't think I marked that exact page, but they did do one, but they did it on the blacktop and all that kind of stuff. I don't think they did it on the buildings. So,
That's the name.
and that's exactly, so if we did not get one done, if they did not do one at that time on the buildings, that might be something that we might want to consider.
I think
If it's-
before we decide on.
The underwriter
Because I
inspectors.
did notice
do
that there was something that had been done on all the driveways, all
That was
the
probably the
walkways.
reserve study.
Yeah, I think that was interesting.
Okay. And I didn't see that one, if they have somebody in it.
I'd like to apologize to Susan. I'm very sorry. No, you're not. I am. No, you're not.
Is there,
That was very nice of you to apologize.
Yes.
Scott, do you have
New
any?
meeting, new day.
It takes a big person to apologize in front of people.
A new register agent for our
I'm gonna
association,
cross the room
Frank.
before
Like to make a motion for
meeting is
Susan
over, bring
Langford,
some things to light.
Langwitz.
Okay, can you repeat that?
I'd like to make a motion for a new registered agent, which is our lawyer, since we're leaving PSI and Nesbit. Been talking to another lawyer that actually works with the billers as well. So we would have 2 properties under the master that would have the same attorney. So that may give us some leverage when we go.
PSI and KSN are not one entity.
She can't be, really? Really?
Yes.
Okay,
And
fine, I guess.
KSN actually called me 2 separate
There's a
occasions
motion on the floor.
recommending Advantage Management Company. Because Les works with one of our attorneys on 5 properties.
Motion on the floor.
I will second that motion.
Well, we need to get bids. We're not approving a.
No, we are just at this, here's what I'm going to recommend, is that we propose this agent, I just received this information myself today. I think that we just need to, as a board, consider changing agents. Susan does live in our community. She lives in the villas. She is also working with the Master Association, which would be,
No, she's working with the village.
I'm sorry, with the villas. Yes, she is actually an attorney.
A condo,
Correct. Yep, she does all HOA, she does HOA and other, and this is part of hers on here, and she has her MBA, she has, her BS, she has John Marshall Law School, she went to Bradley University, Illinois State Bar, Chicago Bar Association, Illinois Real Estate Lawyers Association. She was admitted to the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, U.S. Tax Court. So she has a tremendous amount of experience on here. Residential, commercial real estate, condo law, estate planning and administration, common interest communities, which our master community is going to do. But I to make a motion that we do consider.
I would adjust that motion to say we would go with her.
Frank, what are your thoughts?
Who are we with now, or why are we considering?
KSN right now.
It's anybody who Scott doesn't like.
Has there been a problem or something?
Huh?
Has there been a
Yeah.
problem? Is there a reason?
Look
to
at the
change?
whole year.
Scott doesn't like it. He wanted Ryan off the board, then he wanted me and Deb and Nancy.
Oh, we're
Then
not
it was
even there
Harold,
yet.
then it's PSI, now it's KSN. It's anybody who doesn't go along with what Scott.
That's kind of what you do, isn't
Okay,
it?
questions answered, thank you.
Can we still bid that out? I'm sure she's great and qualified. After what just happened with the
There's no
debt,
cost
so
to it.
one person and it
Yep.
was too much money, can we at least just see what 2 other people are? And we'll probably go with this one, they sound terrific and they live here and all that stuff, but just to make sure we didn't make the same mistake we did with the debt.
There's no cost to it. She doesn't charge for
There's no
this.
cost to it.
Right.
Okay.
She's
Yeah,
got
this- yeah, this is
family in the
It's just
neighborhood.
putting- basically what it is, when things come to the association, they will go to her office. It's like the Dropbox. So instead of having.
Will there be charges like in the future, if we have her?
Yeah,
is she gonna be reachable by phone? Is she gonna review all our contracts?
Yes.
Is she going to, and all of that for free?
No,
For
no.
goodness of her
Just
heart.
by making her a registered agent, that's free. That's all.
There's no retainer.
Correct.
We can still have a
And we
different.
can-
and
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
you can
still-
always have a different
And
lawyer.
she's gonna
And at
charge
this
us
time,
per.
What we can do, at this time, what we could do is we can put bids out there
There's no
for
cost.
different agents and
There's no cost.
It's
therefore
$250
have several.
And then, like I say, she is basically a registered agent. She doesn't have to be a registered agent. Someone else.
Frank, what are your?
She has a vested interest because she lives here.
You know what
Her mother.
I think he wants rid of anybody who doesn't live where he wants. That's what I think.
What's the cost of this?
And I don't think there's anything wrong with KSN. It's a big company who services a lot of communities. And I don't think there was anything wrong with KSN other than they didn't agree with what he wanted.
Wait, it says they're gonna be billed at $250 an hour?
That's
An hour?
if you use.
If we use them for
It's the same with
services,
KSN.
yes.
That's
No,
an
we
attorney
have
fee. That's the same attorney fee. It's the same attorney fee. We have a retainer right now just because of the drama that we've had in the last year and a half. That was the only reason why we have a retainer.
You know, this is next.
But $250 an hour.
Well, I think that this is just an intermediary between changing from PSI, completely letting go of PSI and the agents that they have utilized and stuff. And we're
Advantage
switching over to
Management uses
Advantage.
them.
And
Advantage Management uses
do
KSN.
they use anyone else? Do you know? Who? Does
Advantage.
Advantage, do they use any other attorneys? Because, we
I
might
don't
want
know,
to ask
Les works
us.
with Michael Schifrin. Michael Schifrin called
Well,
me 2
is
times
there-
recommending less for our
Right.
community.
But okay, let
So
me
KSN
ask a question.
recommended.
How about
split it
how
up.
about we do it this way, to be fair about it? We talk to Les, find out if Les's firm, Advantage, works with any other attorney's firms, and find out from him if they do or not. Would that be something that would be fair?
Whatever you want.
No, I'm just asking, does that sound something that is fair to everyone?
Yes.
I mean, we're working for you homeowners, you guys have to speak up if you, if you have anything that you thought.
I
think
vote
about
yes.
this. Yes.
The agent is completely separate from what attorneys you use,
Yeah.
so you know.
We
So
have,
just to have him give us
I'm
his
curious, I'm just curious, I don't see. I mean, usually when you're looking at an attorney, you see a lot of letters after their name, and I'm not seeing that. And I'm seeing it called registered agent. I want to know if that's different than an attorney.
Another list.
no.
I need somebody to tell me that, other than,
All right,
Will they be handling any like disputes among like, if you guys are arguing?
No, because just, here's one thing that everyone needs to understand, okay? If board members are arguing, first of all, one board member cannot go and say, okay, I'm going after another board member, et cetera, unless you get your own private attorneys. Unless there is an action that there's a breach of fiduciary duty or something like that, I don't know, whatever it is that occurs, or somebody, you have, you know,
I'm just
somebody
wondering
who steals a ton of money from us.
Like I said, she sounds terrific, but are like, you know, you guys both propose
I-
it together, I guess.
No, I
You
just,
guys
no, I
know
just
her
found, I
personally,
just.
like, are you
was handed
personal
this.
friends of hers?
I don't know her
Okay.
at all. I don't know her at all. I just I received this and just was,
I've worked with her in the
Show us, so.
past when we had questions about the master, because she did work for the
Today.
villas and had done some work for the villas, so she was very instrumental in providing information. And I thought that was wonderful.
All right.
And KSN wouldn't turn over everything to the
Real-
villas. She's the one that had to fight with them for
Real
their
fast.
stuff.
I don't take anybody's side, you know, I'm really pretty much down the center, I don't care who, what is what, whatever, okay? But it seems like today, compared to any other board meeting I've been to, it just seems like there's a lot of like rush amendments and stuff right away, where before it used to take people, you know, another board meeting, whatever, it just seems like, bam, like 6, 7 things are trying to.
We'll definitely table this.
Because it just seems like it's getting rushed on a lot of things. Like that's why I don't see.
That's because it all happened behind closed doors and then just
Yeah.
showed up.
Right, yeah, everything was behind closed doors.
but I think it's best to ask Les what other firms they work with, because it would be nice to have a firm that Advantage does work with, or that they have worked with, and get some decisions.
So we're tabling that,
My
right?
God.
Please.
Next.
I think out of what I heard in the last meeting, was really the fact that she's already established on the master or representing a community in our area on the master, I think, plus. I can talk with Les about it. And then I'll talk with one of those representatives as well. They don't have a board, they have one person that handles their whole 30 homes, so. And that individual basically sees that individual if they have any issues, as far as I know, with 250 is your standard rate for attorney fee, just from everything I've ever done personally, so I can imagine that's why. And that is what KSN charges us as well, ladies?
on a retainer, it's a different, what they're accessible for, phone calls.
And that retainer is what, 500, 600 a month regardless? If they're used or not, or,
Believe me, we use them.
okay.
And it's how much is it a month?
It's like 500, I think, to look up. What was it?
It's 550.
550.
How often?
That's a month regardless. And I'm sure there's.
But then if we have to use them for anything special, like you said, that
And a lot of
Scott had
foreclosures
done
and
some.
short sales, so
how
that
much-
was another reason why we
Yeah.
utilize them.
If
Well, there's a conflict of interest in that they represent the
we-
master.
Do we pay them extra then
KSN.
if we do if they do foreclosures and stuff?
No, that was included in our retainer.
That, okay, so that is included. What is not included in the retainer?
Do you have that, Nancy?
No, I did not.
Okay.
How about statements? Did you ever get those?
I got those as well. They were addressed to you.
Did you get it?
The whole board should know.
Did you get that stuff to us? Did you get that
Yes.
stuff?
Ordered all the same emails that everybody else got.
Do what?
I forwarded all the emails, all the
Okay.
statements to you.
Um,
It's fine.
You meeting.
You said the gutters need to be replaced this year?
The gutters and the downspout, that is the pennies unit.
Okay, so just, so far on just one unit, or?
No, with all the
On some-
units that are
Oh, okay.
pennies unit,
Okay.
is the downspout.
Okay. All right, so they'll have to be replaced.
Just letting someone know.
And is this a quote that we've received, or are we just sort of approximating? Okay.
All of that is the ones that are contracts that are, you know, the ones that aren't.
That's why I work on the budget.
All right, I'm ready to call if anybody's got any questions.
Can I, oh, okay, can I just make a real simple motion? It's nothing special. We've been, please do not be sarcastic like that, that's out of line.
Okay.
Mr. President, can you please call it order?
Mr. President.
If we need to, I'm serious, come on. Just to let everyone know, last year alone, we paid $4,900 to PSI to mail out notifications and stuff for all of these meetings, for little things, newsletters and stuff, $4,900. Now, that does not include personnel costs, that's just paper, office supplies and stuff like that. What I'd like to make a motion of is that we purchase a printer, which would be a copier.
I don't think that's right.
Can I finish? Actually, I did look in the budget, I looked in the budget. Yes, I did. But anyway, so what I would like to recommend is that what we do is we purchase our own printer, which would also be an all-in-one. It's a printer, a scanner, a fax, it enlarges everything, we purchase our own paper, we start mailing out our own postcards, and I would be more than happy to take on those duties of doing that without any problem. We need to start getting our own updated lists and keeping track of who has foreclosed, who has not foreclosed, etc. And I'd like to make a motion. I mean, it's a minimal cost right now because of all the huge sales for Christmas. It's a $300 unit that we can get for $229. And the cost of paper for an entire carton right now is $20. Yep.
With one exception?
Yep.
Let me know what model that is.
Yeah, actually, I actually own one too.
Okay.
So I've actually had.
Computer store.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, yeah, I'll get together with you. But yes, Susan Margaret.
About the mailing the, doing the mail
Yep.
stuff, we are a not-for-profit, right?
Exactly.
Isn't there a special postage rate for bulk not-for-profit?
Oh no, only if you have. I mean, you have to have a huge amount, okay? And I worked on a couple of associations before, and we looked into that, okay? And the problem is, you have to have like 500 or 1,000, and you have to pay for that extra. Believe it or not, you actually have to pay for that certified strip also. The
That's
stamp.
a good point, though. You probably get a non-for-profit discount.
But we could check with the post office. I don't think the post office is doing a discount for.
I mean, for purchases.
Right, for purchases, yes. But we could definitely look into that. But I think we need to start doing that as a board. I think for us to be paying out to a property management company, we only have 177 units.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I can understand if we were 3,000 units, but we're 177. I'm making a motion that we purchase this printer. I will consider it with John.
Let's hold off on that.
Okay.
Everyone's seeing it's our management company's for, so I think
Okay.
paying them for what they're here for.
Printing was like
Well, they charge.
$125.
They actually have the.
We're not making much ground here.
Is there like an opportunity to have like an email list where you do like a lot of state bank? Well, I'm just saying like a lot of banks and a lot of different people, you could sign off not to receive paper anymore.
Exactly.
And then, if that reduces costs or not, because I mean, most of the time, a lot of my mail is junk mail, I don't really see it anyways, but if I get emails, it's always there, I just search, if I want to know the meetings, I just search. for it.
Advantage is far more electronically savvy.
And I know a lot of people don't do that, they like paper, but I mean, just like an option if that saves money too.
Some of the older folks in the community may not have computers.
Right, yeah, you're just saying both, that an opt-out if you want it, to just an email. That'll save money.
I'm ready to close.
No, I
Can
got
take a
something.
statement?
Oh,
Please, please.
Susan,
Can we-
Susan, go.
Nope, gotta
Go
do
ahead.
it.
No, I just want to make a comment.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Susan, what do you want to say?
Okay, I'd like to apologize to everyone in this room for my outburst earlier, but there is a reason for that. At the last meeting, I was insulted by Penny. She insinuated that there was no one else that ran for the election that had any character beyond the board. I took that very seriously, Penny. I did not appreciate that.
I did
And
also.
I didn't say a word. I kept my mouth shut because I felt you were upset. There was no people with Harold leaving. I always give the benefit of the doubt. Then later on, you made a comment stating that you didn't want Margaret on the board because you didn't like her. Whether you like her or not doesn't make a hill of beans. What can Margaret bring to the table? Maybe I don't like Margaret, but I think she'd make a great treasurer because I was embarrassed when Les was here. And you, Nancy, as treasurer, could not tell that man where our money is. You have no clue what banks our money is in. I bet you damn well Margaret would know. All right, no. I got the floor now.
She's got the floor, right.
So, then yesterday, I get an email from Miss Pincus accusing me
No, I
of
didn't accuse you.
thanking me.
I said I
Thanking-
was disappointed
Yeah,
that you turned your proxies over.
okay.
Everybody turned their
What the
proxies
hell
over,
do I-
but again,
See?
you have no clue.
I'm trying to speak.
She does have the.
First of all, I give a rat's ass whether I disappoint you or not. I'm not here to impress you. Secondly, you have no right to accuse me of doing anything that I'm totally innocent of. I had no idea what you were talking about. I called a
Not
member of
very
the board.
clear.
I called a member of our board and
Communication.
asked that member of the board to explain to me the proxy procedure and how that works. Those proxies were used to meet quorum. They were not used to give any specific person a vote. My proxies all had my name on them. I gave every vote to myself. And that's all on the paper. You can't just change it. You can say, okay, now Susan's proxies are going, they were used for quorum purposes only. And for you, Penny, to just lash out and send me emails like that was very, very wrong. You should have come to me, you should have spoke to me. I wish you would have discussed it with me because I thought I didn't understand the proxy process. That's why I don't accept your apology, Nancy, because you jumped on the bandwagon with Penny. I never heard a word from you.
You jumped on the bandwagon with
said
Penny?
anything
And you
to me.
jumped on the bandwagon with
Wait,
Penny?
I'm not finished. I am not
Use your
finished.
proxies as a quorum.
I'm not finished.
These
I
proxies
want
were
to
addressed to
explain
you. and
why
they
I
did not
am the
use
bigger
your quorum.
person. I have come to all these meetings. I have never attacked anyone. I sit and I think of every person on that board and what you bring to the board. It doesn't matter whether I like you as a person or not. What are you doing for my community? And what are you doing with the money I pay in every month? That's why I don't accept your apology, Nancy, because you didn't even have the character to call me and talk to me on the phone. And then you don't apologize because you should have thought about what you were going to say before you opened your mouth.
I apologize.
Not accepted. And I am disappointed in you, Penny. I was in your home.
Thank you.
All right, so can we end this then?
All right,
Wait, Rose.
that's it. I'm done.
Thank you.
Nope. Okay. You are not the only one who's been attacked. We have been defamed. We have had all kinds of problems. This entire association has been injured by their decisions and their willful misconduct, and I am presenting a demand to the board, which has been sent to Nesbit, and it is a derivative lawsuit that names both of them and the past boards that have not, anybody in this association who does not defend the right of the people of this association to have their interests watched as they leave will be named, because minority shareholders are also due to have a fiduciary duty to the homeowners of this association. So as president, I will deliver that to this board for review.
Frank, I have to commend you. I have to say it.
Throw him under the bus.
Love you, Frank.
Why is our treasurer not on
She still hasn't answered
so
that.
what?
She just alludes to
That
it.
is like,
And she snubs her nose. I am just as much a homeowner in this association as anybody
But I
else.
don't think Nancy can resign with the stipulation.
She can't.
She can't, that's it.
No, but just walking
And
out.
I don't wanna face this way and
That's
that
it.
way, and she hears a lot of childish stuff going on.
Please,
It doesn't need to happen.
Okay, Frank.
can we close this and then you all can talk amongst yourselves?
Go
Thank
for
you.
it.
All right,
What time?
I have, 8:34. All right, go ahead, whatever you got.
All right, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead,
She
Ron.
can't do that. She can't get a personal guarantee from the people on the
No.
board. If you can't say yes or no,
No, we can't, see,
outside
we
of
can't because
officially.
what was really interesting is I loved how Les sat last week and he explained the 3 steps, okay? And he said the first step has to be the rest of the remaining board members have to take a vote and agree on the person to bring on.
There has to be majority.
Right. The
3 out of-
second is a special meeting, which could take up to 2 months of notifying every single homeowner and find out who wants to be nominated, just like they did for the first election. Okay, or the third was having a quorum of homeowners here. And that was, had to be, what was the percentage on that? Was 33% or 20%? What was the percentage?
It's 20% of the
20% of
association.
every single person. Now that's been counting foreclosures, the banks, that's been counting anybody who lives
But
out of town.
I'm just saying on a personal matter, outside of the bingo, I mean, the first thing is you guys have to come, the 3 of you have to decide on him or whoever.
Right.
You guys can't make a personal, just, hey, we'll vote for him if you quit.
This
You can't.
this is why I, fair shot, kids, verbal, written, however, from Susan, from Caitlin. And then I'll post it on the whole wall. It'll be under the members only section, so the only individuals that can see this are the homeowners. I'm pretty sure that the website that you're overseeing has this as well.
Capability.
Well,
That you can post, yeah, but
Okay.
I don't think
All right,
there's a
John,
people.
as long as there's 3 of us present, what I'd like to do is give you the authority to go ahead and post these minutes. And I have a motion. I have a second.
well, it's closed,
Well,
closed.
It's closed, yeah, we can't.
Oh, well, damn it.
Until after that.
All right, after the holidays, fine.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say.
they were
January
already
8th
approved.
meeting,
They
so-
were already signed and approved minutes.
Meeting's done. If you all got anything you want to throw at me, by all means.
Okay, but that's the 3 ways that you can vote somebody on, which just to let you know, that's how come I was voted on
Better
last
choice
week,
of
because, or last week, okay? Because what happened was, we brought in all the proxies, we had people, we went through the community and asked people to sign even if
But
they
that
wanted to go
wasn't the
down.
first step, though?
But, yeah, but all what that, no, that was, all what that was for, okay, was asking if we should go down the list, which is what we've been
That's all.
discussing, okay? Right, that's all we did, because there were 3 people left that were still, that we just got, after the elections, okay? There was Susan, there was myself, and there was Caitlin, in that order, that received the next
Well,
number
you
of
might
votes.
need Susan and Caitlin after Penny left.
Huh?
You might need-
I'll take Susan in a heartbeat.
I think Frank's gonna cry here. But,
Thank you.
anyway, so,
Oh, okay.
so that's
I was
how
gonna
we
say,
got
but
to
I'm in
the-
favor,
I was.
and now I know it's you, I'm definitely in favor.
I was gonna say.
I couldn't believe the things they were
Yeah, but you didn't
saying.
miss what I just said, right?
Yeah, so basically what happened was, since there was a tie of the board, we had 2 that wanted and 2 that did not want. I used the proxy, I find a tiebreaker, and we went down.
And we went down the list, and then I accepted the position, and therefore I was voted onto the board, but,
But if there wasn't a tie, the 3 of you could decide who was on the
Exactly.
board.
right.
So can't 3 of you decide?
Well, that-
one
but-
in?
but-
I'm not saying you have to, I'm
yes.
not saying you have to, but I'm just
We
saying.
have to go
We're
down
going
the
down
list.
the
See, the
falls
You
out,
want
then
to-
The way I worded last week, it wasn't a person vote, otherwise you'd have to petition. I worded it carefully to be a procedure, majority of a quorum. In other words, it falls under emergency bylaws. Is what it
happened
falls
now
under. I think
is,
we may have two, so we may get
we still have two people on that list. We have Susan and we have Caitlin.
Right.
And both of them
Now-
have to decline it. And if they do, then
Who do you
what
go?
we're asking is, we're asking for anybody else
All right.
that, yes, you can make a call.
I would recommend people that want to be, if.
Have to contact us by next Friday, so
That's
talk to anybody you know, if there is
Well,
somebody
you
else.
should go through the list, you said.
We are,
And-
but if they
But
fall
John,
through.
okay, you know what, there is a form, please, you know what, there is a form, I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have an official form, official candidate form.
I think Nancy's
If-
position is filled. if Susan
Right.
I
doesn't
think
take
they
it.
should come with
But
a
I'm just-
doctor's.
But I'm just saying,
Nancy officially stepped down.
She did,
No,
then she went
she's-
back, so I don't know how many do-overs you get, it's getting sick. Said it the other day. it's
In the
like-
council I sit on, you don't get a do-over. You resign, you're done.
okay, here's the situation, is